Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge. Tonight I'd like to look at our month ahead. This month, July 2018. What's in store for us this month? So I shuffled up the cards and we're going to get started. I just want to cut the deck. So we're going to look at what's going to be in the news this month for July 2018. We're also going to look at what's hidden, what's behind the scenes, and then we're going to look at what's going to be changing, and then we'll look at the overall. So first off, we have the Knight of Fire. This is a card of like waiting for something to happen, but it's also this is a card I get when there's talks or something that is being negotiated, some sort of deal that has to do with something strategic, some sort of deal, probably with other leaders or other nations. This could be about Trump meeting with Putin, but there's some negotiating going on, but it has to do with like arms or like nuclear capabilities or some sort of this is kind of like waiting for an outcome of a meeting, or waiting to hear the result of something, waiting for the results of a talk or I don't know if this is like when Trump meets with Putin, but it could be that, or it could be some sort of meeting, but there's this waiting about it, and I'm focused in on that sky, on that picture. So there's some sort of open-ended discussion or deal, and there's like this I'm going to wait and see what the next cards say to see if it kind of clarifies it up a little bit. But something that we're waiting on. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep going. Okay. This is behind the scenes. What's hidden? We have the Five of Fire. This is a struggle card. This is a fighting card. Infighting. Struggle. Trying to get the upper hand. Not sure who your friends are. There's some struggle or some fighting behind the scenes, people jockeying for position, trying to get ahead of a narrative. There could also be some people starting fights or starting riots, or planning such. But this to me more is about people not getting along behind the scenes. It's not something we're seeing as much, but there's some friction within groups behind the scenes. Okay, what will change in July? What is coming up that's going to be changing? And this is a card of balance. So this is probably needing to keep balance. Let's see a little bit further whether that balance is going to be increased or whether things are going to be a little more volatile or out of balance. Let's see what else comes up. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Earth. This is funny because this cat is waiting, and again, that theme of waiting for something. This cat is waiting by this tunnel, probably as this cat's waiting for a mouse to come through or whatever. But anyway, that's the picture. But the element of it is this waiting again. And this is also what I get with this, like a meeting or a summit or some sort of meeting. And there's like just this big wait to see what happens. Okay. So behind the scenes, so there's some action being taken on something. And this is behind the scenes, which is interesting. Because if something is action being taken behind the scenes, it probably won't stay behind the scenes for very long. It's probably going to come out at some point if there's that. But this is like swift action. Something's happening. Something is being done behind the scenes, and it looks like somebody is making a move, a strategic move on something that is happening. I don't know if that's related to this struggle card, jockeying for position, but there's some forward movement on something coming up. It'll probably be coming out, whatever this is. It's moving ahead, moving forward. Okay, all right. So what is changing? And we had the balance card, needing to maintain balance, and then we've got the demon cat on top of that. And this is a card of being I get with this image, like the image of like it's cornered animal that is like fighting and angry. Generally when you get this is like the devil card. This is a card of bondage, being material minded, wrapped up in survival instincts and not so much on the having the spiritual minded or the higher mind of principle, but just being rooted in survival and kind of dog eat dog world kind of feeling with it. And okay, all right, what I'm feeling with this card, that I think there's going to be some challenges to maintaining balance because there's a real kind of an ugly energy that is coming out. Possibly what we might be seeing with that energy of that rioting. But we're going to need as a country to stay balanced and keep a level head and not get sucked into the volatility that might be coming out this month. Okay, let's see what else we've got. So we have this aggressive energy of like just about getting something accomplished that is very important, or wanting to get something, almost have it in hand, but it's on the heels of this waiting. So there's something that is being worked out. The details are coming through, and it's almost coming together, almost. But there's like needing to have some finishing touches on something. But it's got some aggressive energy with it, like it is moving forward, whatever this is. But it's going to be in the news, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what that is. Some sort of meeting, some sort of meeting of the minds, something people are waiting on to hear the results. And there's a lot of good energy, I think, with it, but it's also kind of an aggressive. So let's see what happens with that. So interesting to have the death card on this kind of chaos with things moving forward and bringing about some pretty big change with it. So the death card is a card of transition, life cycles, beginnings and endings, and powerful change ahead, powerful transition. Doesn't always mean literal death. It just means a change, a metamorphosis of powerful change that's coming into being. And that's what's hidden. But there's energy, movement behind it, and a little bit of struggle with it. So, All right, moving on. So this next card, what will change? What is changing? Now, interesting, we would have the 8 of sky on top of that as a reversal, because that is, this is being in a prison of your own making. And when it's reversed, it brings up a lot of fear, possibly exaggerated fears, heightened fears that maybe are not completely based in reality. But this ugly energy coming up that's kind of being moved out, imagine like I guess an abscessed wound, if you could look at it that way, and you kind of got to clean it out first so that it can heal. It's like this icky energy is being cleaned out. Maybe a little hard to keep a level head and to keep balanced and to not get knocked off your footing by any what could look like negative energy coming through, or difficulties. Try to not get sucked into what's happening, I think, is probably good advice for this month. If you, there may be some tension, some struggles, some perceived injustices that are maybe coming up for us this month. And it's probably a good idea to try not to let those things trigger you and to stay a little bit aloof and maintain personal balance with it and not allow yourself to get emotionally wrapped up so that you don't get knocked off center. It's really important to stay balanced this month, I think. Overall, we've got the 10 of C. This is a nice card. It's a happy card. And I think that people will be challenged on maintaining balance and staying happy, regardless of the circumstances. And it might be a challenge, but happiness is something that is found within and not within your circumstances. So, anybody who, the Dalai Lama and others that have studied what it really takes to be happy and content is, in spite of what's going on around you, it's an inward job. It's what you do on the inside that helps you through the hard times. So stay positive, stay in the light, stay centered and peaceful. And, if things get chaotic or the news gets chaotic, go out maybe and just take some deep breaths out in nature, kind of get yourself clear if you need to, and just bring yourself to where you're grounded and you know that this too shall pass and things are actually getting better. Sometimes these chaotic things need to happen so that new energy can come in and kind of clean that stuff out, and then good things can come of it. So, and sometimes things might look worse than they are, and it's actually not a bad thing. It's just the universe cleaning things up and making things brighter. So focus on that. If that's an issue for you, focus on that and what makes you happy, and keep yourself centered this month if things get crazy, which they might. I don't think it's going to be overly terrible or anything like that, but there just may be a little bit of chaos coming in. Energy is shifting. So just a reminder to stay balanced and be happy. Okay, all right. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great July, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.